morning, everyone. Welcome, Dr. Carsten. It's a pleasure to have you. Today, Dr. Carsten and I wanted to talk to you about what does it take for enterprises to make AI possible.
Yes, and sorry from coming from such an emotional keynote to this very hands-on topic in a way.
Yeah.
Which is some of the bad news also. And it's not easy as we all think.
Yeah, well, we'll try our best.
Sure.
My first question to you, Dr. Carsten, is how are companies and enterprises leveraging and getting value out of Gen AI and AI?
That's obviously a big question right now for many companies. I mean, there's this new technology around. And what I'm seeing right now is that a few companies, maybe a lot, are still on the wrong track here. I'm always saying FOMO is not a strategy. You know, FOMO, fear of missing out. And I think some are still driven by that. Yeah. So the board got all excited. Yeah, the management team, we have to do Gen AI. That's the big next thing. But that's obviously not a strategy. So you should really start by thinking about your business strategy and how AI and Gen AI really can tie into that. And that starts really with use cases. And that starts with the practical business problems and the challenges and the benefits you might want to get from it. So that's a good starting point. And I have a second observation for you. I think there's right now a shift in mindset going on because for now, I mean, it's almost 2 years now that we started this movement, we can always say it, that many companies were chasing these multi-million use cases. Yeah? So where is the big one? Where can I improve or increase my revenue, decrease cost, or whatever I want to try to achieve? But maybe that's the wrong thinking. If you think about Gen AI, what we see right now is that the let's say first movers in the space are starting to think a little bit differently, and they see that actually there's a lot of value to bring Gen AI into every single business process, into many employees in the organization, and to have these little productivity gains everywhere could be maybe even more rewarding than trying to chase this one multi-million use case.
That's very, very interesting. What are the barriers do you see in the adoption of AI and Gen AI for enterprises as they embark on this journey?
Yeah, obviously it's not that easy often, as usual with new technologies. And there are many. I mean, more than I could mention here. But we did a survey, a global survey on AI strategy, adoption, and so on. I think that can tell us a few things here. And there were three topics coming up first, top three, that were pretty clear. We asked exactly this question. So what are your biggest challenges in bringing your AI strategy to life? And number one was actually skills and resources. Yeah, so a little bit, okay, we heard that before, but it's obviously the truth that it's very hard for companies to find the right talent, to find enough skilled people to actually adopt it, to implement Gen AI. And we always have to think it should happen broad scale. Yeah, we have to scale it up. So we need good people to actually do that. Then the second place in the survey, I think was super interesting. It was actually the challenge was integrating Gen AI into your business. And if you think about it, why is that such a big challenge? It's actually because integration has to happen on 3 different levels. And that's what makes it so hard. So what are 3 levels here? One obviously is technical. Yeah, I mean, it's new technology, new software, we have to figure it out. And there are many things. It's open source, can play a role or not, and so on and so on. And we have to integrate the models into our operational processes that sometimes run on legacy software. So many technical things to consider. But then there's an organizational challenge also, meaning we have to think about, okay, who can actually do this? We have to build up maybe teams. Maybe they have to be integrated or not. Yeah, some run it separately. Then we have this big question of, do we run it centrally or do we put it into the business units or domains? And often the answer is, well, both is a good idea, but then how we have to figure it out. So that's an ongoing discussion in many organizations we talk to. So organizationally is the second level we have to figure out. And then obviously there's the big business question I just alluded to. Yeah, so we have to figure out the use cases, the business value. We have to change processes. We have to change behavior of people. Yeah, they have to do their things differently, which we all know is the hardest thing. So all 3 levels have to be considered. They have to be successful. And only then we have a successful integration of AI into the business. And that's what makes it so hard. And just quickly, number 3 on this list is actually then trust and security, obviously. I mean, maybe over here in Europe, it's maybe even more prevalent, but the EU AI Act obviously has now started to get real effect. So companies are starting to thinking about, okay, how do we do that? We have to inventorize AI. We have to classify what we do in AI. And in the end, what the Act actually calls for is quality. So it's maybe not so bad. Yeah, it's not only to be compliant. It's not only a bad thing, but what they actually want is that you have quality. Yeah, you have to make sure that you are aware what data are you using. Are your data scientists aware that there can be bias in data? How do they properly apply models, and so on and so on. So it's not only bad to be compliant, but you have to consider it, and that's also an integration topic.
Yeah.
But I did a lot of talking, sorry. But now maybe over to you. Obviously, AI is a big topic now for Teradata also. So what are you doing in that space? How do you help your customers on their journey typically?
Yeah, our customers are on the AI journey, and we've been maniacally focused on bringing AI capabilities to them at scale with trust and security, because we wanted to unlock a wide variety of use cases. Some of the use cases we're seeing with our customers are like anti-money laundering, better health outcomes, and regulatory compliance. The interesting thing about these use cases is they not only use machine learning and deep learning, but Gen AI as well to make the outcomes better. So when we have use cases like this, we want to make sure that we have capabilities in the product that we can realize these use cases at scale. We also wanted to make sure that we've unlocked different design patterns. So for example, we have in-database functions at scale. You can bring your own models to Teradata. You can bring your own large language models to Teradata. And with the move in the industry towards domain-specific models, we do really, really well with small to medium-sized models on Teradata. With our bring your own large language models to Teradata, with our GPU availability now, we're unlocking more use cases where you can even fine-tune your models if you like. And again, we've made it super easy for data scientists to consume cloud-hosted models, right? So we're unlocking the capabilities of Gen AI, bringing the best of open source innovation, and differentiating Teradata with AI by giving you a really rich model ops capabilities, right? Because we work with some of the largest banks, the largest financial institutions. We have to focus on bringing AI at scale with trust and security to our customers so that they can get true business value and outcomes out of what we do.
Very good. So you mentioned a lot, bring your own. So would it be fair to say you are like LLM agnostic?
We are LLM agnostic, right? So we are, you can bring a Hugging Face model, you can use any of the cloud-hosted models. We really believe in fit-for-purpose AI, right?
Yeah, and I mean, there's so much going on in the LLM space. If you look at like every month or week almost, where someone publishes a new model, and it's even for us as an analyst, it's super hard to predict who will actually win the race. Yeah? There's so much going on. And you mentioned also the cloud. And it was interesting to see, I saw on your sponsor slide that all 3 big hyperscalers that are also offering the public cloud infrastructure are sponsors here. So what's your strategy there?
Yeah, we at Teradata are multi-platform. We've always been multi-platform. And one of our key differentiation is our on-prem strength, right? And what we're seeing in the market at the moment is, of course, people are embracing the cloud, but there's a need for AI on-prem as well, with data regulations, data sovereignty requirements, cost of ownership. There are certain workloads our customers would want to run on-prem. There are certain workloads they would want to run in the cloud. So we are, again, trying to bring the best capabilities to them to solve for their particular needs, right? And really embrace this idea of AI agility as well. Can you train your models anywhere? And then can you deploy it with us, right? And can we bring the best of everything to you in your hybrid cloud environment, right? So that's what we're really leaning into. We are going to release later this year an AI workbench, which is our on-prem offering to be able to kick the tires around for AI workloads for our customers.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, this question of on-prem versus cloud, I think has moved a lot of people for quite a while. I mean, for quite some time, there was everyone wants just cloud first strategies, cloud only strategies maybe, but then I think this is changing, actually. We see more and more companies having a more differentiated view on this topic. So they are really going into, hey, there's some things we want to have on-prem. You mentioned like data sovereignty, sometimes even compliance, that you have to do it. And I think there's an increasing awareness where your data is, who you trust, and some things you might want to do yourself. Plus, I have to mention it, cost is becoming a real issue, especially with cloud data warehouses. So we see many companies we talk to, they're starting, hey, there are two things. One is exploding, this is really bad. And second thing, it's unpredictable, which is even at least similarly bad. So we have to do something here. And that's where on-prem also can play a role to basically bring more predictability to the cost side.
Yeah. No, thank you for that. It's interesting that you're seeing similar trends. Do you see the AI adoption trends to be similar across the globe, or is it different for different regions in the world?
That's I think an interesting question, because typically what we see in Europe, first of all, Europe is not homogeneous. Yeah? So there are different regions and they behave quite differently. So as you can maybe hear from the accent, I'm from Germany, and we are typically last. Yeah, maybe you didn't know that, but in terms of new technology adoption, in terms of IT, typically we are pretty slow in adopting. Yeah? So sometimes 2-3 years after what we see in North American companies in terms of adoption. But and by the way, clouds is the worst. Yeah? So we are really slow. But anyway, AI seems to be different. And our survey confirmed that. So globally, the maturity companies are in implementing the AI strategy was very similar. And that was really one of the surprising results of this survey we did, that across the globe, we didn't see a lot of differences. And by the way, more than 50% of companies, both in Europe and North America, are in early stages of their AI strategy. So they are experimenting, they are conceptualizing, they are running POCs, but they're not in a stage that they're in a broad scale operationalization.
Thank you for that. Do you see the need for companies to define their governance framework, and how are they looking at their hybrid strategy, or defining their hybrid AI strategy as well as they define their governance frameworks?
Right. I mean, that's one part, obviously, of governance. Yeah, where to run, what's the right architecture. I mean, and things are evolving again here. But I think governance is an interesting topic, because AI governance right now is kind of rising to its own discipline in an organization. And what we see, the interesting things to think about here is, how do we interact with data governance? Because we all know, I mean, AI without data is not working. And actually, as we think about governance in terms of compliance, making sure that we have the right quality in models, it's often a lot of this is dependent also on the data. So thinking about how to integrate data governance and AI governance is one interesting thing we are seeing right now. Then obviously creating the bodies, creating like organizational units is another one. But a third one might be also quite interesting. We see that more and more people thinking about governance are really starting to think about data culture in their organization. And that's obviously a topic very close to my heart. I run a data culture podcast, and every week I talk to people that really share the conviction that we have to reach the people in the organization. Yeah? So we cannot have governance as being there and saying, oh, you have to do this and you cannot do that, but we have to actually foster a culture of embracing data and analytics in the organization. So everyone's aware what they can do and they want to do it. And so it's a big communication task also. So what I'm saying is, we have to widen the thinking about governance, actually, and we have to think about culture and people and how to bring this whole thing forward. And then I think we see the effect that you asked in your first question about. So how can we bring Gen AI to life? And it's technology, but in the end, it's people that have to use it, have to change their behavior. And then it's a question of culture in the organization.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
So back to you. You talked a little bit about your AI initiatives. So maybe also to close out, maybe if you could sum that up. So how do the event is called Possible. Sometimes seems a little bit impossible, what we all said, the challenges we are seeing with AI. So how do you help to make AI possible?
Yeah, and it's we're trying to make the science behind AI easy to consume for our customers, right? And like I said, fit for purpose, AI at scale with trust and security. And can we meet our customers where they are? We've really, with our capabilities, unlocked a wide variety of use cases, right? From designing a car better to better health outcomes to all of the regulatory workloads that our customers have. And we've done that a couple of different ways, like I said earlier, by unlocking different design patterns for AI, but also delivering deep capabilities, right? We have vector embeddings in our database, which has unlocked a lot of Gen AI use cases. We've really opened up the world of Gen AI and unlocked Gen AI for our customers as well. Now, with those capabilities, we've defined a couple of different things for our customers to really start on their AI journey as well. And, I agree with you. Our customers are at the stage of defining their governance frameworks, right? What is their AI strategy? How are they going to execute on it? Is it going to be hybrid? Are they going to use cloud-hosted LLMs? Are they going to use open source, etc.? And we just want to partner with them as they define their strategy, be able to co-create with them and be able to learn from them. So I think we have a rich set of capabilities. We've unlocked a lot of really fantastic use cases for our customers, and we're ready to, partner with them on their journey to AI. And what we've done is, you can really try out our AI executive accelerator, where we will work with you on identifying your problems and solving those. So please explore that a little bit more. We have something called AI Unlimited in the cloud, where you can quickly spin up an AI ML engine, kick the tires around, use our capabilities, test our capabilities, and turn it down. So it's really low cost for you to really experience what we have. And then really also try out our ClearScape Analytics experience and our ClearScape capabilities, where we have the ability to use several different in-database functions that we have, as well as, the thing that I talked about, unlocking the Gen AI experience as well. So try those out, find one of us and have a conversation. We would love to partner with our customers and on their AI journey and make them possible.
Excellent.
Yes.
A lot going on.
Yeah. Dr. Carsten, thank you so much for joining us. It was really insightful to hear from you.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.